Hi, my name is Daniel Castro, and I will be doing a presentation on Zhao Zhui, China's Magical Ensemble. I will be dividing this presentation into four sections. Section one is about the history of the instrument. Zhao Zhui, translated into English, is silk and bamboo music. Now, Zhao Zhui is a term in Mandarin, I do believe, and silk and bamboo music is the rough translation in English. Um, this translation basically gives the audience or the listener an idea of what to expect in regards of to what instruments to listen for. Silk refers to the string instruments used in the ensemble, string instruments such as the aru, and also the kinkin, which is this piece right here, this guitar looking instrument. These two string instruments tend to have 1 to 3 strings made out of silk. So these are considered chordophone instruments in the world in the musical category. In the world musical category, they are considered chordophones since they are string instruments and they are vibrating through the strings. But also Janonzui, the translation does say silk and bamboo music. Now, the bamboo refers to obviously instruments made out of bamboo, such as the um, dizi or dizal, and also the shilal, um, and also the xiao. Now I do believe that the xiao is right over here. Pardon me if I'm pronouncing those instruments wrong. They're right here, xiao. Right here, this is the wooden flute. It is a flute made out of bamboo. So the Zhuangzi culture, in the previous slide, it is stated that it originated in the 19th century. And due to that fact, Zhuangzi is fairly newer recent in human history. But that being said, the musical elements with the musical culture is very deep and traditional. For instance, an example, it is a tradition in order to play Zhuangzi for a musician to be introduced to a collection of music called the Eight Great Songs. These eight great songs basically are the core foundation of Zhuangzi music. As these eight great songs are, as I stated, are the basis or the foundation of other Zhuangzi music. These eight great songs give the musician the rhythm and what to play in, the beat, and how the music should be played traditionally and culturally. Also traditionally and in the culture of Zhuangzi, the ensemble should not be too big and is considered to be what we like to consider chamber music. Historically, the ensemble would perform in large rooms. With that being said, that does not mean venues. It just means large areas. They would most commonly play in a person's private home or private place, or also most known to play in public tea house. Um, as I stated before, the music with the ensemble is traditionally played in a 6-beat or 8-beat rhythm, and the musical ensemble is performed from memory. That is a key important, and it is a tradition not to use musical notes or sheet music. Instead, it is played from memory. The third is the musical style and key elements, musical key elements. As stated before, the musical elements of Janon Zui, the timbre can be described as warm, wailing, soft, and bright. Um, the music played in Janon Zui, the texture could be described as homophonic, as there are a lot of harmonies to the melody. As stated before, there's only one melody, and there's a lot of harmonies, which I think are key elements of the homophonic texture that can be seen in Janonzuri music. And also Janonzuri music tend to have a fixed or regular beat rhythm. As I stated before, many titles of the eight great songs, within the titles, they give the musicians an idea of what to play and what rhythm to play, such as slow 6-beat, 6-beat, 3/6, and a slow 3/6. These refer to the rhythm of the music and gives the musician idea of how to play the certain piece. But although this may be the case traditionally, these rhythms, there are also some pieces that have free beat or free rhythm. And additionally, I will be playing a musical piece in order for you guys to see. Sorry to cut off the music, but that is just a little piece of what Zhui music sounds like. Now, once again, I just want to elaborate that Zhui refers to the ensemble or the group of musicians and how the group of musicians perform and the music that these groups create. It is not referred to a specific instrument. It is not referred to a specific region or something like that. Although Zhui does originate from a specific region in China, have been different influences and different types, contemporary music per se. So a quick summary of the music you just heard. As you heard, you can hear there's a lot of harmonious signatures or sounds in the music. The musicians playing the chordophones or the string instruments tend to use a lot of vibrato, the bending of the strings in order to go an octave higher, an octave lower. Um, I saw one doing a sliding technique um, in order to create that certain vibrato, or in order to create harmony or a harmonic feel. Also with the flute as well. The instruments seen in there were the instruments mentioned before. And as stated before, um, in the category of world music, they tend to fall in quarterphones and aerophones. Additionally, in this song, I kind of had a hard time to identify if there was a regular rhythm or a free beat, but I do believe that I came down to the conclusion that it was a 6-beat rhythm. Section 4, which is the last section. The last section was, I stated before, the musical elements. This last section is performance requirements and musical settings. Now, in order to play Zhui music, or to play in the ensemble, you must be considered a professional or a semi-pro amateur. A little grammatical error there. My apologies. You do need to be considered a professional or semi-professional amateur in order to play in an ensemble or in order to be classified or per se to have a pass to play Zhui music. Additionally, as stated before, these pieces of music that the ensemble plays tend to be very, very long. So in order for a musician to even be considered to play in the ensemble or in Zhui or to play the music, they must have great memory and great hearing in the sense that they're not supposed to have pitch perfect hearing, but they're supposed to have a sense of great hearing in order to understand the beat, the rhythm, in order to improvise, and in order to just keep up with the musics for the song's long runtime. Like I stated before, the setting that is played in, Zhui is culturally played in small groups, but there is no conductor. That means what we can infer, which implies that the musicians are all in sync with one another and their musical idioms. Although the ensemble is normally found, as stated before, in the eastern region of China, the musical influence Zhang Zhui has on neighboring regions with Providence is great. There's a lot of influence in neighboring music, Zhang Zhui music. And I stated before and a couple of slides ago, there are contemporary music on Zhang Zhui. And just personally, it sounds very peaceful. There are some fast beat rhythms, there are some high tempo ones. But overall, it seems very peaceful, very calming. And also, there has to be somewhat of a spiritual connection, not religion per se, but just a spiritual connection with nature. Due to the fact that the translation does say silk and bamboo music, which is what these instruments are made out of. In order to play Zhui or be in the ensemble, the musician must have somewhat a deep understanding or at least a respect for nature, due to the fact that nature has provided them the materials to create this wonderful, beautiful music. I'm going to be playing for you guys a short educational video, which we can get an emic perspective on the instrument and their tradition. And with him saying that, we are going to end this piece of informational video. Just to clarify what he said, we're a summary, which is what this slide is. What the musician is saying basically is that in order to play Jean Zouy music, it's very hard. You have to practice a lot, as stated before. As I stated before, in order to play in an ensemble or just play Jean Zouy music in general, you have to be considered a professional or semi-pro amateur. It is very hard, very difficult. It does require years of practice in order just to make those little improvisations or little vibrato that the video stated, where the musician in the video stated. Um, he also stated where the music originated from. I stated before, I did say it was from Eastern China in the province of Jiangnan. Sorry if I am pronouncing these names wrong. I do apologize. I mean no offense to it. But that was just a review um, of what Jean Zouy music is, the people who play it, just a little bit of the culture or the history behind it. Um, and in the last slide is my bibliography. This is where I got my sources from, my information. Here on the side, you can see a little picture. Just to talk about gender, just to wrap everything up or sum it up. In my investigation or in my research, I did find that gender has no role in Jean Zouy music. There is no bias to gender. Any woman can play, anyone can play. Um, just that they do have to be considered somewhat of a prodigy or a virtuoso. It is very hard to play Jean Zouy music due to the song's long runtime, due to their, I would say, irregular beat or irregular rhythm or fixed rhythm, due to that too, and just the improvisation. There are a lot of high pitches, and as the last video stated, his master or his teacher said that he can play one note 6 different ways. So due to that fact, in order to play this music, you do have to be considered somewhat a virtuoso, regardless of gender. Um, Also, just I wanted to add that genre Zouy music did originate in the 19th century. It did disappear where it was being died down due to the Japanese Civil War in China. So Jean Zouy music did disappear for a little while, and then it was reintroduced back in the 19th century. I do believe in the um 1950s. Um, I do believe during that area. That was just all. Quick summary. I appreciate your time for this. Sorry if I went a little over the time limit, but I do appreciate it. Thank you.